Welcome back to the Content Complete podcast featuring myself, Spencer, and my friend Matt with Another Gaming TV.
Deuces.
And the greatest, the latest, Mr. Fiskcake. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Pretty good.
I know somebody's been playing some Kingdom Hearts.
Some duck bullshit going on.
Well, there's a duck behind us, so.
Okay, you got me.
There are ducks. There's ducks everywhere.
Can't you do the duck thing, Matt? I'm not going to make you do that on stream.
I used to be able to. I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Yeah.
The duck thing?
Right.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Donald Duck.
All right.
Ladies, I'm available.
Just throw it out there. No pressure or anything, but I am out there, and I do duck stuff.
I do.
I do duck stuff.
I don't have a corkscrew penis like ducks do. Just a normal one,
Just a regular one.
You know, it's crazy. We had a conversation about that last night, too.
Yeah, that's why it was in my head.
Corkscrew penises or duck penises?
Just
or
animal dicks in general.
Yeah.
Animal dicks.
Our friends are really weird.
One of them was a vet, so, you know.
Oh, well then, yeah, you're going to know all kinds of stuff about animal penises. Yeah, and I'm actually surprised, I know about duck penises, too.
Yeah.
Why is that a common
It's on
fact
Reddit. It's
it's on Reddit.
It's like every 3 months they're like, did you fucking know that the ducks have corkscrew penises? Yeah, we get it. Today I learned.
Thanks, TIL. God damn it. Fuck, dude.
All right, but this podcast is about video games. So
Not
first
animal
off,
penises.
not
Sorry
animal
if you're
penises. This is an animal penises podcast.
But it could be.
Yeah, with the right price. So we're gonna talk about what we played this week. So Fiskcake, you go first. What games stuff did you do after you take drinks out of your multiple cups?
Oh,
You
so
gotta-
much coffee and
you gotta-
water.
Chaser.
Now, what I played this week, I played the first hour of Nier Automata.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
time to
isn't
sit
it?
down. Yeah, I was kind of. I mean, I knew there was supposed to have bullet hell twin stick shooter stuff in it, but I didn't realize they were going to start off with that. It was like, oh, okay, I'm playing this now.
Did you
All
use the
right.
part where picking the options for the game is like part of the game?
No, yeah, no. I got to past when you fight the first giant guy.
Oh, you're
yeah, so it's
you're
right
like
there.
right there. It's pretty
Okay.
crazy. Like it's a game mechanic for picking your regular game options. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool.
Oh yeah, because you have memory slots or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
chips or something.
And if you
Yeah.
die, you lose the ability to have a map and shit. It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, you can take your
Manners.
map node off.
Yeah, but if you die, you lose all your nodes and you have to go
Yeah.
back to your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No,
the
that's-
ultimate. Just don't die.
Never die. Get good. Just get good. Now I played the first hour of that.
Cool.
And my free time I've been playing some Persona 5.
Nice.
Nice.
I want to
nice.
play that so bad, but I have so many games in my backlog.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be playing it, but I'm like, it's so good. I can't
It's
stop.
so good.
And the game finally just opened up after 4 hours of tutorial shit. It's like, oh, now you can do whatever you want. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, Persona
no
4 was
spoilers,
like that.
walk through. But did that. Was supposed to play Helldivers with Evie Thursday evening, but
I know.
What happened to that, huh?
We were pumped for that, dude.
I got me too. And then 5 minutes right before, she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to be with you." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you we were gonna play this game together for the stream."
And for
She's
our
like, "Oh,
love. We love each other.
our
That's
love.
what we do. We play
like, "Oh,
games
I-
with each other.
She's like, "Oh, well, I gotta do laundry." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's fine. I guess."
the
I'll just
fuck
play
you
it."
So I
do
guess it's
laundry.
PUBG time.
You can't do
Yeah.
put a load in and then play
back?
and then take a load off and then get a load out and then put a load back in.
Yeah.
No, it's too much work.
She needs to load her efficiency. Load efficiency.
Load efficiency. I had to make her work on that. But so didn't play that. Did play Persona 5, Playerunknown's Battlegrounds, and Nier Automata, which so happy. Those are good games. I'm so excited to be playing good games again.
Are you playing Nier on PC or?
Yeah, Nier on PC.
Have you run into any issues? Apparently, they still haven't patched it.
Oh, no, not really.
Yeah,
Nothing
we
I can
didn't
tell.
either.
Yeah,
But
we didn't have
apparently
any
people
issues.
are real mad about it.
Yep, we don't know what's going on. It's similar to when we played Andromeda, where it's like everyone's like, these problems. We're like, we didn't have any of those.
I didn't have any problems.
What are they complaining about?
For Nier, I don't
For
know.
Nier, it has hard crashes on GeForce or not GeForce, sorry,
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA and AMD. Apparently, AMD is just totally fucked. And then it was like bad lag, and then super poor optimization, and like it's just like the whole PC port is not good. But we played like 3 hours and didn't
have
run
a
into
single problem.
any issues.
Yeah, we seem to have like magical computers because like some people will have crazy problems with games when they first come out, and it's like I'm running 2 Titans and I have like an i7 of the best variety and like 24 gigs of RAM, and like this game is just destroying my computer. We're like, yeah, we're running the 660 right now, and it's fine.
It's fine. We're good.
On ultra graphics.
Oh, we're doing good.
So I don't know
We
what's
do
wrong
alright.
with your setup, sir, but
Our setup is fine.
yeah.
Meh, see? Meh.
Oh, I was going to ask you, were there any cool like highlights for your PUBG play? Like any? Usually, there's some pretty crazy stuff that happens. So I wanted to ask about that.
Not really this time because her brother played with me, so I was just kind of like teaching him how to like play the game and stuff. We did like fall into like some empty village where like nobody else was there for the entire fucking time we were playing.
Oh, that's the best.
And then we eventually had to move somewhere. And then like one guy killed us all because he killed Evie's brother, and then we were trying to like save him and shoot at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was closer to the brother, so like, hey, sure, if you go chase down the guy, I will go revive Christian here. And then she got killed. And by the time like I got up, like, oh fuck, and then he shot me in the head. I was like, oh boy.
Damn. You
So,
guys
yeah,
got
one guy
pro'd.
killed us all. Yeah, we what's the word for that? We fucking suck. That's what
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yep, that'll do it.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
My Latin is a little off, so I sometimes forget these things. But yeah,
Right,
I think that's
yeah.
a scientific term for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I mean it's accurate. Yeah.
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 So you can apply that, but like to like 85% of the game Spencer plays.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Latin.
Oh,
or just-
burn! No, it's just reality.
Oh boy.
I try.
That's all. That's all. As long as you enjoy yourself, that's the important part.
Yeah. Until I don't, and then I'm mad.
And that, well, yeah, that happens. But that's it for old Fist Cake. What have you guys been up to this week?
I'm gonna make a shirt that says "That's it for old Fist Cake. What are you guys up to?" And it's just gonna be like
A shirt.
a shirt
That's
that I wear.
like in like plain text too, like nothing like fancy or.
No, just a black shirt with white text, like Comic Sans.
Go Comic Sans. There you go.
Yeah, it's good shit. Hey, USA Voyager, how's it going?
What did we play? We played.
Played quite a bit actually.
Yeah. Spencer started playing Tales of Zestria.
I think we talked about it last time, but we got farther this time.
Yeah.
Oh, where you at now?
We're like
We are
12 hours into it.
Yeah, so basically we're at the point where I'm not sure how much of it you played because you said you did play that. We're at a point where we just got a character. Oh shit, it's kind of spoilery. We just got an extra character, and it's just after the main like big first act, and it's like in a slight lull where we just fought like this crazy guy, and
Oh yeah, we got kicked. We got beat up by the big bad guy.
yeah, by the big bad guy.
Oh, the clam. Yeah, or the
Calamity.
The,
Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, Lord,
yeah,
of,
Calamity.
Lord of Calamity.
Lord of Calamity, yeah.
The guy who looks like, what is it, Leomon?
Leomon. He looks like a Digimon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I just got past that, like where you're with the thieves or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's that reveal with that character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's a lot of fun actually. I really like the combat system. It's really straightforward, and it has a lot of like, I don't know, nuance to it, which is what I really enjoy. I'm actually having a harder time with the Berseria combat system than I am with Zestria.
Yeah.
But Berseria is Berseria is a bit more complex.
I wouldn't say it's more complex.
There's more options.
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Well, because you have one attack button in Zestria, and then in Berseria you have more martial arts that you have to like put on each one of them, and each one of
because
them
a lot
have
of
their
people
own
were
set.
saying that the combat system was like convoluted in Zestria. Yeah.
Well, okay, so the one way that you could argue that Berseria is more efficient than Zestria is with Zestria, if you want to do the different, because you still have like 4 directions that you can put stuff on.
Yeah.
But you have to do a direction and then the same attack button, and that can be kind of weird. Like if you're running towards someone and they have to be like, I need to do left X so I can do the fire thing that I set up or whatever. And you also have less freedom to actually set things up. Most of it's like you're kind of railroaded to like these particular attacks that you unlock as you go. The only things that you can really change are the hidden arts. But in Berseria, you can change all your martial arts right from the bat, and you don't have to press different directions. You just press a different button.
Yeah, so they pretty much have them mapped out to
okay.
different buttons instead of different directions.
Yeah, so you don't, because in Zestria you block with B. I think no, B is the. I'm getting confused. B
Maybe
is the
dodge.
block in Zestria,
Okay.
but in Berseria it's entirely different. But in Berseria you just block with like a trigger instead.
Oh, okay. That's
And
not too
I
bad
started
then. Yeah.
playing. I'm like 5 hours into Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah, he just randomly started playing Tales of Symphonia.
It was on sale for
Oh, shit.
$4.99, and people consider it the best one, or one
That's
of the
pretty
best
good one.
ones.
I haven't really seen much gameplay from it, but message is fun.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not usually into those types of games, but it's good.
Yeah, I was telling Matt that if we had gotten into Tales earlier, he might be more into JRPGs because his main problem with it, I think, is the same as yours, which he doesn't like turn-based combat.
I mean, it depends on the game. I'm not too. I'm
Yeah.
Not, I
It
don't
depends
hate
on the,
turn-based combat, but
Yeah, I think for me it depends on. Well, I'll play almost any of them, but it depends on the game mechanics that are like the main ones, like whether or not you have the difference with like limit breaks or materia or whatever. If you're talking about Final Fantasy, and also how much grinding is required in the game.
Yeah.
yeah.
So for instance, I really enjoy the Final Fantasy VIII combat system because of just the way that they kind of organize themselves. And that's, I guess, technically turn-based, but it's like real-time turn-based. I don't remember. But, yeah, Matt doesn't enjoy those as much. So, if you look behind us, Kingdom Hearts, that's like the type of JRPG that is best for Matt. So,
And then-
Action JRPG super combo breaker. Meh.
Yeah. And then we
Yeah.
played some more Shadow of Mordor.
and that's getting pretty good.
Spencer
Man.
Oh,
still
shit, dude.
kind of sucks. We spent like literally an hour and 30 minutes like doing not the main mission, but trying to do the main mission.
We were playing around it.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to like rattle this shit off real fast. And
We
by
killed-
like the last like 20 minutes, like we accomplished more in the last 20 minutes than the whole first hour and a half of the stream. I felt so bad.
I will argue that the last recording session that we just had is probably the best one when it comes to success, partially because of what Matt did, but also we kind of inadvertently set ourselves up pretty well for it, because in the first hour or so we were killing the orc captains, and we got to a point where there were no like captains on the line just below the actual
War Chiefs.
the war chiefs. So we
Oh,
had
so
killed
nobody
like all of
replaced
them.
them.
And so there were and we hadn't moved time forward yet in that instance. And then was able to basically take out two war chiefs in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. And of
Nice.
course, you can't just fight a war chief. I have to go in there and fight like a war chief and then like a bunch of other
A whole stronghold full of people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then like 3 or 4 other guys, they're like, oh, and they do the little clash thing. They look like regular dudes. And then they do the little animation. They're like, oh, I'm going to suck your blood and then, bind your soul to this sword. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm just trying to kill this orc chief. I don't have no beef with you. No beef.
Get away from me, sir. Sir,
And
stop.
I died pretty quickly in the beginning, but then I redeemed myself by taking out like multiple guys in like one fell swoop. It was pretty sick.
Yeah.
There's one
There
guy
you go.
I was riding around and I was trying to take Matt to, because it was about to be his turn to play.
Oh, yeah.
So I was riding one of those Caragors, and I really like the Caragors. I like any game where you can ride something or drive something. Like an open world game where you, like in Halo when you get to drive the Warhawk. I love doing that. Anyways,
That's always fun.
so I'm riding the Caragor, and the Caragors are fucking badass. For instance, well, firstly, because they literally go over everything. Just it doesn't matter. They just jump. They're as agile as you are, but faster. It's crazy.
Yeah, and do the auto vault over shit and whatnot.
Yeah. So I was just going just like as the crow flies to where I needed to go, not even turning around anything. It's pretty awesome. But I ended up coming across this guy, and he attacked me. So I was like, "Fuck you! I'm going to eat you." So I knocked him down, and then ate him with the Caragor. And he was one of the fucking captains or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just died.
He just died.
Just straight up died immediately.
Yeah.
Like apparently he must have had some kind of thing, you know.
Oh, and we had this crazy glitch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was fighting on some stairs. And we were
was like
talking
a
about this for a
ramp.
long time, but yeah, it was like a ramp, and I was fighting, and there was like 3 captains, and there was another dude that we've been trying to kill for a while.
Yeah.
He kept running away because he's a little bitch. We eventually got him though, so
Yeah.
you know you guys can sleep easy.
Matt was on the ramp and the enemies were off the ramp, but it wasn't like where he was on the top part of the ramp. He was like close to the bottom, but he had to like walk around to actually get onto the ground with them. So he was fighting over this like weird ramp thing. Apparently he didn't like our story. Well, we're gonna wait for Fiskate to come back. In the meantime, you get to look at our faces and Kingdom Hearts. Is that Kyrie behind you?
Yeah, waifu.
Is that the only like main female person in
No,
the
you
first
got.
game?
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the first game, but then in the second one, you have that other girl, right?
Nominee,
Nominee.
which is her nobody.
Right. So basically, still just the only one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole nobody system. Man, we're really vamping here. Hopefully, Fiskate comes back. Do you want to call him back?
Yeah. Hey, there's us.
Hey. So a little bit behind the scenes thing. We actually run 2 different webcams. So that because XSplit has a thing where it likes to have the webcam to itself and doesn't share. So we have 2 of them. So one's Fiskate's point of view, and then we have the one that we use for actual XSplit.
Yeah.
But you just saw our green screen, just like naked.
Naked. It was a naked green screen.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we don't want people to be seeing all the time. I
We'd
don't know
much
where-
rather them see Sora.
Yeah, with his head. weird.
Hey.
Hello?
Welcome back, Fiskake.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Sorry I ran away.
Where did we leave you off with our story of
Matt was fighting 3 captains on a ramp.
Gotcha. Okay, just continue.
You were talking last.
Oh well, I was just saying.
Anyways, I was on a ramp.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the ground. I was like slightly above, and I was attacking him. And I think that made the game like, what is he doing? And then it shot me way up in the air. Like it shot me like
Yeah, hundreds of feet.
Hundreds of feet in the air, right? And
shit.
everything got gray. And I didn't die.
And then Matt
and then
somehow
I fell.
completed the mission.
I
He
did
was
not
on?
complete it. I failed it.
Oh, you failed it because you left the zone or something.
Yeah, I left the zone.
You went so high.
Well, 200 miles in the sky. Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
way
then
that's
crazy.
Matt landed and didn't take any damage.
Yeah.
No, you're just that good.
And then everyone had like despawned.
Yeah, it was really weird.
So I think we're gonna.
I
Try
never
to,
had that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to clip it and like show people.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it's like. No clip.
Other than that, though, we haven't been playing that much. Obviously, we played Smash 4 and Melee. I had to go through 2 controllers today because one of my analog sticks is funky, and like I keep lasering the wrong way, and it's bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was having some issues, and then he switched controllers, and then that controller, the analog stick was a bit better. But then if you left it alone, it did that thing. I'm not sure if you ever had this thing with controllers sometimes,
Where they'll just like spin when it's just barely off center.
yeah, if you just
Oh,
leave
yeah.
it and it doesn't zero out appropriately, and then your character just kind of like the camera just kind of goes like this,
Yeah.
and then you're like, wait, what the fuck are you doing? And so
Yeah.
Matt switched back, but yeah, had some controller issues. That's the thing that happens. You
goddamn
play
controllers.
hundreds of hours on the same controller, and eventually something's going to be all weird. So
But other than
Yeah.
that, we've been pretty much eat, sleep, breathe, and SGDQ.
yeah, so I can't wait to talk about that. That was supposed to be one of our topics. Now it is.
Well, maybe,
yeah.
maybe not.
Maybe
It
not. Maybe
depends.
not. But our first topic here, Fiskake. What is the first thing we want to talk about here?
We can talk. If you want to talk about summer games done quickly, real quick, we can. But we also have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds coming up.
Let's leave that more towards the end in case we have time, because we do have a lot of topics to go through. So, what's going on with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
Wow. The owner, the creator of it, said that he wanted to release the game out of early access as a full game within like 6 to 7 months after he released it, which was apparently not too long ago. It's so crazy how quickly it just kind of shot up into the number one charts.
Yeah.
But
So, like 4 million copies.
yeah, that's crazy. So he wanted to originally have it out of early access by October-ish. And now, I guess maybe after talking with his team or something, they have decided to push back towards at some point by the end of the year.
I mean, at this point, like it's just a drop in the bucket, man. no one expects any of these games to get completed.
Yeah, so
I mean, PUBG has the best chance of actually becoming a real game,
and also has the best track record so far because it was only released like a couple of months ago, and it's already in a pretty good state. And they have like a release date that they plan to keep, and they're being honest about the fact that they're trying to delay it, but that they're still trying to release it. There's so many early access games that have been in early access for years.
Arc.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably. I mean, I don't think they're gonna really.
I don't see it releasing at the end of the year.
What?
I said I don't see it releasing this year.
You don't think so?
Are they planning on releasing the console versions along with the PC release? That's probably what's going to hold them back.
Yeah,
maybe
because
maybe that's why they're trying pushing for like Christmas though. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the most appropriate time period. Because porting games like that to, especially to like PS4, if they're going to do that, are they even putting it to PS4?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, it's just PC and Xbox One.
Oh, it's just PC. It makes sense that it would be easier to put to Xbox One.
You're right.
Because it's a Microsoft product. So I feel like this is a little bit easier than going to PlayStation 4, which probably has an entirely different
No, they're pretty much built on the.
Oh, that's right. We read a thing where apparently, that was about the Xbox 360. But yeah, they're still like so similar with like the stuff they use.
Yeah, the PS3 was the one that was all janky and bullshitty.
Gotcha.
But yeah, PUBG. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see it coming out by the end of the year. But if it does, it'll be late. Like it'll be December.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's probably gonna be closer to December than.
I appreciate that they're telling us now, though. Instead of telling us like in October.
Yeah.
And they're like, guys.
The crazy part of it is like he basically after like telling a bunch of interviews and video game journalists whatnot. Like, yeah, no, we're going to be released in October. He just now, like, recently just said, like, oh, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucks from a marketing
PR,
press release.
Yeah. He's like, whoops, never mind. I think with Microsoft on their back and having, like, a full, like, actual team working on it, I think they'll probably have it by the end of the year, but... you're probably right, though. Probably kind of pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like if that's what it takes to release a game and have it be in a good state and be like a respectable addition, I'd rather wait another month or two for a full release. I mean, it's still playable as early access on PC, so it's not like we're missing out. I think the only people that could be disappointed is people on the console or who are planning to play just the console version. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of
like, why would you ever want to play that on console?
Well, I was just about to bring that up because I'm sure that there are a bunch of people who are PC gamers, who also have consoles, who have friends who are just console gamers.
Oh yeah, well sure, we have people like that.
Yeah, so like I feel like that's one of those things where it's like this game's really really cool. And, like I don't really have a PC. Well, it's coming out on Xbox soon, so that's gonna be great. So like,
I don't know. Are they gonna have crossplay? I don't think so.
I can't remember. I thought they. Maybe that's a strong maybe. I'll look that up real quick, but I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. I don't know if there's crossplay, but like that, I feel like that would be the one type of situation where some people might be upset. But then again, it's only a couple of more months. It's not like they're saying, oh, it's delayed till Q1 of next year instead.
Yeah.
Or, they're not saying that necessarily. It might end up being that way, but it's not that much of a delay.
According to a PC Gamer article that. He does want. Let's see. At some point, executive producer Chan Han Kim, he's a developer for Bluehole, I guess. But I guess they want to try to do it, but they're gonna have a hard time with balancing against keyboard and mouse versus controller. But apparently they do want to do it. So
I feel like the way to do that would be not make the whole game crossplay, but have modes that are crossplay, so that it's known that hey, this is crossplay. So there's going to be a slightly different like control. Like balance, because I would hate to have 100% crossplay and then have PC gaming be hit because of it, because you're going to have to nerf PC gaming.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the only thing that can really change with that, I guess, is like aim sensitivity or something, maybe.
Aim sensitivity and whether or not there's going to be like aim assist.
It would be better if they just had like controller only.
Oh, yeah, or like a controller-only thing.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who play on PC who just play on controllers. and they do okay.
If I can play on a controller, I'd rather do it.
It's a bit more comfortable.
It's
for,
easier.
for
It's
first-person
more
shooters.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if it's single player. Just play with the controller. I don't give a shit.
yeah. Unless
don't
we're
give a
playing a
fuck.
game where everyone else is playing mouse and keyboard, then you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no real other way around it. But yeah, that's PUBG. So was our second particular topic going to be the New York Post thing? Is that what we want to talk about? Get that out of the way here.
Oh, Fizzcake's gone again.
Fizzcake's gone again. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and just kind of start the conversation about the New York Post. Hopefully, Fizzcake will be back in a second. You know, he just restarted his internet, too. I don't know. This is weird. But basically, there's an article in the New York Post called "We're Losing a Whole Generation of Young Men to Video Games." And basically, this guy, there's been a couple of essays and economics research done that is showing a higher percentage of men, young men, I guess our age, 20s, millennials, whatever, and of people who are living at home and are jobless, who are just playing video games, than by about 15% or so over the year 2000. And I mean, it's probably true, but the tone of the article is something that I have a problem with, which is basically... I'll wait for him to come back in.
It won't let me.
It won't let Matt accept the phone call. Answer. Rejected. Okay, here we go.
Hello again.
It
Hey.
wouldn't let me accept it, so I had to reject you. Sorry, dog.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so I just kind of started talking about the. I'm not sure if you heard me before, but the New York Post article about men gamers.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Sorry.
No, this is fine. So, like I said before, the problem that I have with it is the tone that it takes through it, and the kind of assumptions that come from these types of things. Because I feel like there's a lot of correlation going on with the numbers that he's providing for men gamers. For young men and gaming, and the cause being that they just want to play games and stay home.
What it reads like is he's like he needed like a hit piece, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to write about how shitty our generation is, right? And then he's like, okay, what does this generation do a lot? Well, they play games. So there you go. That's the crux of his article.
Yeah.
It doesn't take into account that anything else. Doesn't take about. He's like, oh, people are living at home. Yeah, jobs aren't that easy to get anymore, and housing has gone up. And thanks a lot for that housing crash that you guys caused. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And way to not take any responsibility for at all about the generation that you're complaining about.
Yeah, he doesn't even bring up any of that. He just strictly says there's a larger number of young men who just live at home, don't have a job, and play games than it was in 2000. And the numbers are from 2015, so that's where apparently the study had happened.
I mean, it's so bad. We have to make our own jobs. We got Twitch, we got YouTube.
And that's another thing that he's ignoring is like there are people who sure we play games all day, or there are people who do play games all day, or their main job is video games, but it's a job. There are people who are in esports. There are people who are Twitch streamers, or even just
Being
people who make like video
is
essays.
Fucking difficult. It's not easy.
And we've had conversation about that before.
It's hard. It's you got to wake up. You got your own schedule you got to keep, and you have to it's not easy. You don't just sit here and play games and have fun. It's not
like, oh yeah,
that's not it.
Play games, and that's all I do.
Yeah, that's you got to market. There's so many other skills come into play when you're a professional live streamer. I guess.
He goes on to
well, you gotta be a social media manager. You gotta figure out how the fucking shit works to begin with. So you're already could be a licensed software developer at some point, or a trainer or something.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt about that earlier, where there's a large amount of people our age who are really interested in coding and software engineering, and that's a really competitive marketplace right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of overlap between people who play games and people who code.
And it's funny that he doesn't mention anything about people in school.
Yeah.
And the crushing debt that we have to take on to go to school.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, there's a lot of
Like-
people, including myself, who are avoiding going to college primarily because I
the
can't get the
debt.
grants that I need and because I don't want to be in debt. I have zero debt right now because I chose not to do that.
Well, yeah, and then you have no
That's a
guarantee
good
of
call.
getting a job
Yeah.
afterwards in your fucking field because
Yeah.
it's the games. It's the game's fault.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Pisses me off when old motherfuckers try to talk about shit that they don't know anything about. They don't know nothing. They're just like, look at this. It's like in the fucking 80s. They're like, the D&D, that's the devil. No one should play D&D. It's anti-Christian, blah, 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 blah.
or like-
and then they have, in the 90s, you got grunge, you got metal, you got rock, and then all this other
punk
they're
rock and-
they're like, it's the devil. They can't be listening to that. It's so bad.
Or-
and then
Yeah.
now you have games. Oh, they can't be playing games. It's bad. It's bad. Let me tell you something, Barbara Gore, whatever the hell her name is,
I don't remember.
Al Gore's wife. You're an idiot. You're
oh,
old.
yeah, the one who did the...
You're
the thing.
old and you're stupid. You don't understand shit. Shut up.
Shut your
I don't
mouth.
go to your job and go, well, climate change. I don't do
I had
that.
to check out the headline. What's the headline of the article again?
I sent it to you on Facebook.
Let me check it out. Real quick.
But so he goes on to say, the problem is that for many young men, video games have become a substitute for living. They're so addictive and soul-consuming that they're unlike other leisure activities. Every hour spent on Ghost Recon or Grand Theft Auto 5 is an hour that could have been spent more productively. Sure,
Yeah.
that's also true of golf, but rarely do you hear someone that's quit his job and living in mom's basement obsessing over putting.
What the fuck, dude? You have
That's the
you
tone
have-
that I'm talking about.
You have Olympians, right, that are living at home because no one pays them, right? It's not like
There's a reason why there's more Olympians joining the UFC and WWE in order to make money.
Because
based on
there's
their
no
craft.
money in the
because there's no money
Olympian.
in being an
Yeah.
athlete.
So, like, these people are the best in the fucking world. They don't get anything, and he's going, oh, well, you don't see any other people, twiddling their thumbs at home. You do. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
So, I mean, I feel like the video game issue, which there isn't really an issue, is not the cause of all these people living at home. People aren't obsessed with video games to the point where they're like, I just don't want to leave. I just want to live at my mom's basement.
Sure,
That's
there
not-
are people like that.
There are people like that, but
but they're
there's
like
not nearly
that.
the amount.
There are people like that
Always.
always.
But
Again, yeah.
I feel like because of the current situation, and I feel like we're just coming out of it now, especially since the numbers are from 2015, so I'm assuming that it's not even like applicable to today. It's 2 years later. But
Probably not. Yeah.
playing video games and staying home, that's a product of the situation that people are in, not the cause of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm at home because, I
Can't go to school because you get no, crushing
or I
debt.
went to school and then realized that it wasn't going to work out and just dropped out.
or I
And
went to school, can't find a job in my fucking field.
There's probably I know for a fact that in the Midwest and in the northern area in the middle of the country, there's a huge problem with just finding a regular everyday job. Like-
USA Voyager says fake news. I wouldn't put too much value into that article.
No, we're putting zero value into
Yeah,
it. We're basically
zero
just
value.
talking shit about the guy.
Yeah.
But he says, yet video game addicts are engaged in a mass retreat from life. Men aged 21 to 30 worked 12% fewer hours in 2015 than in 2000.
Oh my god, 12%.
The percent of young men who worked 0 weeks over the course of a year doubled in that period to an alarming 15%. Those working hours were largely replaced by gaming and
Who did he survey?
Okay, well,
It's some Family Feud shit.
no, it's two places where he found the information. It's one essay written by a guy and then a study that was done. Let me see if I can find the names of it real quick.
But it's so crazy that they're just.
Oh, God, he says stuff like unemployed or underemployed men residing at Casa de la Mama, whose major life skill involves pretend shoot-'em-ups, are not going to impress many ladies.
Oh yeah, he talks about how women don't play that many games either. When women play games all the time.
Or he talks about
Oh, yeah.
men who have a failure to launch because they're playing video games all the time and not starting a career. When they get into their 30s, women aren't going to want to date them or marry them because if for instance, the women went to school and got a career because apparently they don't play video games.
I mean, how old of a fucking view? It's like he's looking at everything from the lens of the 50s.
I mean, there's a large percentage of gamers that are women. I mean, I don't understand. It's like almost 50%.
I wouldn't say it's 50%.
I remember hearing something like that. Anyways,
It's like 40%.
he says the numbers are in a National Bureau of Economic Research study and in an essay by economist Eric Hurst of the Booth School of Economics at the University of Chicago, which makes me think Eric Hurst probably did that as his school work thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to get my master's, so I need to write an article about something or something like that. And that's what he ended up doing. It's because it's of the Booth School of Economics. So I feel like, I don't know. There's not enough. You see, the problem with this is in order to get good data, you need to have multiple tests, multiple research things done, and you need to cross-pollinate that information. But if you have one test done or one example of something, that's not enough to draw any conclusions.
Yeah.
No, it's a very biased opinion, for sure. And you're right; they had to get different information from different researches because each research is looking for a different thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get multiple researchers that are looking for different things, but somehow come up with the same fact, then that's fine. But you can't say video games are bad. Well, okay, let me find the first 10 research topics for this and see what proves that
and then
point.
not cross-check them with any of the other shit that goes on in the world.
Yeah, he didn't take into account any other information. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Matt this.
There's even a study I think that went out recently that people are enjoying more less work time and more people our age are working less who have jobs, but they're not so push and pressure to do overtime and work 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
No, they're enjoying their free time, which if he was going by the thing where apparently there's 12% less, 12% fewer hours in 2015 and 2000 of people working. That's probably just from the fucking overtime average.
Yeah.
To be completely honest
and
with
that's been coming down slowly because I know that there was a problem in about the mid to late 2000s.
It's in a lot of jobs nowadays. They don't even offer overtime.
No, because they can't afford the money to do it.
Yeah. So you don't
I've been
even
to plenty
get
of jobs
the
where
opportunity to do overtime.
Where they ask you to do overtime, and then they for a week, and then they a week later they'll be like, okay, you have a day off because we don't want to pay you overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
again, but that's the game's fault, and that's our fault as a generation because we own the corporations.
Yeah,
we're a shitty generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely the medium in which people find happiness.
Mm-hmm.
But I was telling Matt that if you look at the '90s, there were hundreds and hundreds of probably hundreds of thousands of people trying to start a band.
In the
90s and the 80s, there was a huge surge of I want to play music and be in a band. And I'm sure that none of those people had jobs because they were trying to, find some kind of creative outlet. And it's the same exact thing. It's just replace, I want to start a punk band in the 90s or an alternative band to, I want to play video games or become an esports person. It's the same. Mm-hmm. It's just the whole cultural shift.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny that he doesn't even talk about esports.
No,
all these people in their, Casa del Mama's basement are, millionaires because they're playing League of Legends.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, you stupid, ignorant piece of shit. And that's what I got to say to you.
Yeah, he says, if these men intend to start their lives at 30, they're going to find themselves at a huge disadvantage. They're going to be sullen when told to start at the bottom when peers they knew in school are already in management positions. That maybe they'll turn down work and pick up the gaming remote. Maybe they'll drift toward their 40s without ever really launching.
Maybe he should pick up a gun and put it to his head and pull the trigger.
Maybe you should realize that it's not called a gaming remote.
That's also a strong point.
Maybe he's not qualified to talk about this because he doesn't know about the medium he's talking about.
I feel like what needs to happen is, Matt, you and Dr. Dre need to call this gentleman up. I know you only usually call big publishers and developers.
Yeah.
But maybe just pay this humble journalist a time, 5 minutes of your time to, talk him down.
And he's a journalist, a fucking journalist with the bottom of careers that are, whatever, are dying super fast.
He should know.
I'm a journalist. You have half a job, my dog. You have half a job. Basically, what you do is
he should understand a lot of the same stuff that goes on with this stuff. But again, we're talking from the perspective of there's a career having to do with video games that isn't making the video games. He doesn't even mention that at all. He's just literally saying men in their early and mid 20s are lazy and prefer just to stay at home and play video games rather than make a living for themselves, which is not true because it's not something that you can. I mean, he makes this point in the thing where the only time that you can be happy about your life is if there's a productive outlet. There's like a
he makes a lot of generalizations and assumptions.
Yeah,
I think this dude is an idiot, and he just makes me angry. Like he's
That's a
not
fair
saying
assumption.
anything intelligent.
Yeah.
Like
we'll put the article in the information, and if you want, Matt, you can put that in the chat so people can read it.
Fitzcake, you want to do that? I don't have it up, and I'm afraid stuff will break.
Okay. Yeah. Let me.
But so we'll put that
Yeah.
in there. And it'll be in the YouTube video and probably on the audio podcast as well. So if you want to take a look, I'm not going to say the guy's name or anything like that. You can just look at the article yourself and make your own decisions. But I really felt like he didn't come from a place of
He did not
factual
look
accuracy,
at both sides of the story,
and he basically just looked at one data point and then.
And like I said, it's the.
Did you want to paste that also in the other
All
chat?
right, Voyager.
Yeah. Yep. I'm doing it right
All right,
now.
you're right. He got us to read his article.
Yeah, but he also got us to totally lambast him.
Oh fuck! We fell for it. Son of a bitch.
But yeah, I don't like it. Just meh.
Now I want to look at this other guy's articles and see what he's about. Anyways, let's move on.
I'm gonna dox him.
Before we don't we're not advocates for doxing, guys.
Blow a gasket.
Don't go after this guy because he's just being a douche. I need to publicly say that. Okay, the next topic I have here: Fallout 4 and the Wanderer ads. So, Fiskit, you want to start us off with this?
Yeah. Let's see. The parent company, ZeniMax, is being sued by a Dion DiMucci, the singer and songwriter for The Wanderer. Wanderer. The song that they play in their Fallout 4 ads. And he says the reason why he's suing them is that alleges that the commercials were objectionable because they featured repeated homicides in a dark dystopian landscape where violence is glorified as sport. The killings and physical violence were not to protect innocent life, but instead were repugnant and morally indefensible images designed to appeal to
the same
young
guy
consumers.
who wrote the article. I was just making a joke. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to derail everything.
Fuck it, dude. I'm done. I'm out. No. Apparently, part of the agreement was for DiMucci to approve the use of his song, provided certain terms were met. The lawsuit alleges that ZeniMax failed to allow DiMucci the opportunity to request scripting changes for said conditions to be satisfied. The lawsuit also states that DiMucci was unable to adequately safeguard himself against the potential loss of goodwill from being associated with the immoral images in the defendant's scripts.
Yeah, but he'll take your money.
Yeah, he's suing them for $1 million, and that's just dropping a bucket for them anyways. And he's 7 years old, and his song is about a guy who just goes around fucking girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he says, in the actual I guess statements, he doesn't even mention that at all. He just says, in The Wanderer, Dion gives life to the story of a sad young man who wanders from town to town, not having found himself or the capacity for an enduring relationship. The song describes isolation during coming of age. Excuse me, that's half the story, and I feel like you're just trying to create a story for people to feel bad for you. I think the only kind of point in right that he has to do anything at this point is he claims that he wasn't provided with a finished version of the trailer before they released it so that he could then decide whether or not he wants to have it be involved.
Well, if you look at the trailer, it only shows them killing monsters. It doesn't show multiple homicides of
he's not
humans,
getting the context at all.
Right?
Yeah, unless it's talking about a different ad or something, but I don't know.
And Fallout is such a well-known brand, right? It's...
And honestly, the song fucking fits, man. What do you do in Fallout 4? You're a wandering, sad, lonely man looking for a proper relationship by trying to find your son. It's like a good song that fits with what's going on, but he doesn't have any of the context.
What I think the whole thing is that he saw how much money Fallout 4 made, which was a lot.
Yeah, he's really
and
late
then
for this.
he wants royalties from that. He's like,
I guess additional
I helped
royalties.
sell. Yeah, well, he says in one of his lines that he's like, or one of the statements that he'll drop the lawsuit if they pay him more money, a fee.
Well, he's talking about damages because apparently that did anything. Everyone forgot about that. You literally brought it back. Nobody who cared about your point of view of the song actually watched it be like, you know what, this singer, I think this game
he's being
trailer
misinterpreted.
is changing my perspective of this singer. I didn't realize this song was about killing people.
And
that's not what. No,
he only has. It's like
Dion DiMucci supports post-apocalyptic homicides.
homicide of giant monsters.
homicide of monsters
Dion.
trying to kill you. You know.
Oh, you fucker.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna win, and I hope.
No,
that
I think
ZeniMax-
ZeniMax is going to bend him over a proverbial barrel. I don't know
Yeah.
what proverbial means.
proverbial. I don't know, like
Fake.
Yeah.
Fake news.
I feel like proverbial is like it means like example of, like the proverbial, this or whatever. I don't know. Are you looking at
Referred
proverbial?
to in a proverb or idiom. Well known, especially so as to be stereotypical.
Oh, stereotypical. There you go. That's what I was trying to get at. So yeah, the stereotypical
Barrel.
barrel. Sure.
That people get
Stereotype.
bent
rolled
over.
over. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that ZeniMax is gonna have a problem. I hope that they don't just because sometimes you've been seeing a lot lately, companies just kind of bending under
Not
pressure.
ZeniMax.
But yeah, I don't think ZeniMax is going to be that one.
Their lawyers
ZeniMax
are
is
sharks,
going
man.
Yeah. They just won their thing against Oculus Rift, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah.
What was that about again?
I
They-
can't remember.
They
I
had
think
John Carmack under contract. He was working with ZeniMax, and then he left. And then they claimed that the code that he used in Oculus Rift was code that he was working on when he
shit.
was with them. So now they have to
Oh, that's
pay
right.
a certain amount of money for every Oculus that's been
released.
That's
crazy. Yeah, because
something like that. That's the basic of it.
Matt,
Jesus, yeah.
What?
Apparently, he just won. Let's see, I'm awarding ZeniMax $500 million.
wondering.
I didn't give a
How
shit.
much money?
ZeniMax won $500 million against the whole Oculus thing.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's something you need to pay attention to because I've worked at companies where they have everywhere that they could possibly put it. Usually, when you're trying to send an email, they have like a little automatic thing that says, "Hey, everything you do on this computer at your place of work is owned
ours
by us, no
Yeah.
matter what it is." So I don't write down any ideas for anything or like anything like that because it's all kept on a hard drive somewhere. And if I decided to write a book based on an idea that I had one day that happened to be written down in there, they're going to come by for royalties if I show them my friggin' notes.
Yeah. Fuckers.
So, I mean, if that's a fear that I have, he should have really thought about that ahead of time and maybe tried to settle with him before. But
Oh, well, lesson learned. $500 million mistake.
Yeah. But
But Fallout guy and Wondering guy,
he's not coming from the right perspective, and I feel like he's just money grabbing.
yeah,
at this point.
he's definitely money grabbing.
And he's
all
really
of his
late,
Wondering
too.
money is
did he
drying
just
up.
Did he just find out about the ad? 'Cause this
Probably
game's been out
somebody
for
told
years.
him, "Hey, Fallout 4 sold like a shit ton of copies. It's
like, wait,
super popular." He's like, "Oh,
That's
I'm
the one that I. But wait, what's this ad? Oh, I didn't see this before. I'm
gonna-
so mad.
gonna get some more money."
It would make more
Well, I
sense.
think they're
if,
doing
like, right after.
re-releases for the ads for Fallout VR, so maybe that's why I got back into
That's where it
circulation.
is.
Yeah,
So he probably didn't even like. I just feel like if he had a real problem with it, and I feel like this is probably where they're going to win. ZeniMax is maybe there's a statute of limitations for how long after an event you can come back and sue somebody for it.
unless they just said, "Hey, we paid for the use the rights of your song however we want," and then he just signed off on it, and then
Yeah.
he's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Which I
he
hope
was
is
working
what
as a
happened.
contractor for a video game company.
Yeah. So
Dun,
I
dun, dun.
don't see that getting much farther. I'm all for people getting proper representation, but that is not what the issue is here. So
Yeah, no, it's just I feel like his like the best case scenario. It is like the Fallout VR ads came out, and he's like, "Wait a minute, this ain't right," but he's like way too late for that shit.
Yeah.
all right.
But, well.
So our next topic here, we have Mass Effect Andromeda sheds DRM, and that's basically the entire story.
I don't even have to type it.
Yeah.
No, didn't know.
No de novo
Not
for
de novo.
for Mass Effect Andromeda. Although I guess the only other part of the story that we could probably find is like what the reason for that is. But I'm assuming it's just it's not going to work out anyways.
Yeah, so they've secured their week 1 sales,
Right, that was the issue. I remember.
and then it's been coming out more and more lately that they have no plans at all to continue producing content for Mass Effect. So no DLC
At the moment.
or no, I mean like it's basically like 2 or 3 different articles from Kotaku and PC Gamer. They're like, yeah, it's dead in the water.
It's really weird because the game's good.
I thought they were coming out with multiplayer DLC though.
Well, yeah, no single player DLC.
But absolutely no single player. Yeah,
no story
that's
DLC,
fun.
which is really frustrating for me because I mean that game I feel like deserves additional because there's so much content to be had.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, does this mean that they're not going to come out with an Andromeda 2? Like, what's going to happen with the franchise?
The franchise is dead in the water. People are saying.
What the fuck?
So they killed a whole lineage because of bad animations.
Yeah, like.
Way to go, internet.
Also,
you killed Mass Effect.
The EA was like, "Hey, you guys need to like work on the game more," and Bioware was like, "No, we're good," and they pushed it out at the same time. Horizon Zero Dawn came out, and another really good RPG. I forget what it is to compete with that, and then that's how like that didn't help them either.
It's like they don't know how video games work. If people are releasing 2 other games that are a little bit like your game, and you want to have the big impact, and you need an extra time to work on it, take the extra time to work on it. Wait like 2 weeks, and then announce it, and then release your game. Because the way people work nowadays, largely, unless they're a streamer, is the first like month is like, oh my god, this game, and then after that, it's the next game. Like,
yeah.
And if they need that extra time, I can't believe that the publisher told the developer, hey, bro, you need more time for your animations or whatever it is that you need to work on. Maybe wait a bit. And the developer's like, nah, bro.
We got it.
We don't need extra time. Which
you
is
see
so,
this? It says Mass Effect. That means massive sales.
And like, people are going to
on,
blame
bro.
you for our issues anyways because everyone always assumes that it's the publisher's fault. Apparently, in this case, it's not.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
Way to kill a whole franchise that I love very dearly, BioWare.
I really hope that this isn't actually the end. But, I mean, it could very well be.
They'll wait,
everybody.
I say 3 years before they try to reboot it.
I can't believe
3?
that.
Maybe unless they were already working on something, they might just take a prototype from that and just shove it on something else. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm hoping that it's like, oh, we're not doing single player DLC, but in the background they're like, we're working on number 2, and it's all just going to go in that game instead. But I doubt it.
Yeah. Anyways, so they removed Denovu. I mean, it means nothing.
Yeah,
They
I guess
secured their
it's an
week
attempt
1
at
sales.
goodwill or something.
And you know, it's good that they removed it. Denovu sucks.
Yeah, it has been proven to affect gameplay and be completely unreliable, and also just totally gets cracked like immediately. So,
Yeah, so now you have day 1 cracks of Denovu. They're useless.
yeah, so it's not even worth paying the money for the thing, anyways. The last official topic that we have today: Shadow of Mordor update. Now you can export your I mean, in the actual article they were called frenemies. From Shadow of Mordor to the second one.
You can export
your nemesis.
your nemesis and your like number 1 orc guy that was on your side.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you could only export your nemesis. I didn't realize you could export your ally and your nemesis.
Yeah. So going from Shadow of Mordor to Shadow of War, which is coming out very soon, you're going to be able to export those people into the new game and have them, I guess, from the start. Or maybe they might have some kind of gate thing where you have to get to a certain point and then they're available to you. But it's pretty cool. That's a nice little update that they.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere too. I don't even think they really announced it.
No, yeah, I was surprised because I thought it was like for Shadow of War when I heard about it. I'm like, oh, okay. No, the article just misspoke and put Shadow of Mordor. I'm like, no, it's for Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I really like. Well, I really like that how Mass Effect did the things where you could transfer your save. I'd like to see that in like
More games.
lot of games.
More franchises like that, where it's a continuing storyline in some way. Because I like the idea of this like kind of lineage of events that your character and your decisions have made. Even just small changes, it like kind of brings you into the whole world a bit better.
And you're really playing your experience.
And that's a missed opportunity with Mass Effect Andromeda, because this type of situation, when you're finding a new galaxy and you're repopulating it, well, not even populating it, there's the chance to do something kind of like Rogue Legacy, where you have like eras of people, like the son of so and so is in the second game, and it's like it's been 30 years since we made our first footsteps on this new world in this new galaxy, and then you have a whole different situation now. Like there's so many ideas for continuing installments that I would like to see that now I might not see, and now I'm upset.
Now I'm angered.
What's kind of cool is that Kingdom Hearts, the one on PlayStation 4, the re-release, if you play them like in order or whatever, they unlock like certain like little cutscenes and stuff like that in the next game that you play, which is kind of neat.
That's pretty cool. That's a nice little incentive to play through all of them.
I'm not going to play Chain of Memories, but it's cool.
Nice try.
It's Rechain of Memories, Matt. Rechain, not chain. It's been chained. Now it's rechained.
Jesus, man, get your shit together. Come on.
Do you want to go over maybe one last topic? We're kind of ahead of schedule all of a sudden.
Well, we can talk about SGDQ.
Oh yeah, let's talk about SGDQ. So, for those of you who don't know, SGDQ at Summer Games Done Quick, it's actually the sister or brother, or, the younger sibling of another event called AGDQ, Awesome Games Done Quick, which is done in the winter times. Mm-hmm. And that one's actually the bigger version of Summer Games Done Quick, which has just ended today.
Ended yesterday.
Oh, sorry, yesterday. And basically how it works is it's 7 days, 24-hour live stream of
a ton of different games, and they all
of
do
speed
it
runs
for charity, and they try to beat the games as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of speedrunners, and you get to see how older games and even newer games, how people are exploiting mechanics and just ways of going about the game to beat it in the fastest time possible.
So to give you some context, they did Final Fantasy VII, and that's normally, what did you say, like 100 hours? Like
it's a long game,
like 100 hours of
it's
game.
an RPG, so
it's really in depth. It's all like this other stuff, and they beat it in 8 hours.
Yeah.
So to give some context, and then if there's like sometimes they beat like 100-hour games. They beat Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is like, probably like a game. 60 to 70-hour game. They beat that in 50 minutes.
Yeah.
50 minutes.
50 minutes.
Beat the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really impressive, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And the main draw to it is that it's 7 days of 24-hour stuff, and they have a schedule. You can look up your favorite game and watch it get totally destroyed by this crazy player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for charity for Doctors Without Borders.
For SGDQ.
For SGDQ. And SGDQ raised this year the most that they've ever raised, which is $1.7 million for Doctors Without Borders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty awesome.
To give you some more context, pretty much once they start the marathon, the viewer count doesn't drop below 100K.
Yeah.
There are 100K people watching it
consistently. Like
all hours of the day.
All hours of the day. And it'll peak at like 500K sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I say peak, but yeah, it can get as much, and usually those are like the bigger games. There's a classic run that always happens at every event, which is the Super Metroid run, and there's throughout the entire. They usually do it like the last day, and throughout the entire event, there's this incentive where you donate for whichever side you're on. Which at the very end of the game, there's a point at which you have these animals that you can save or not in Super Metroid, and if you save the animals.
That's not good for a speedrun.
It's not good for a speedrun because you lose. I think it's 2,100 frames of time goes into the animation of whatever it is that happens when you save the animals. But if you decide not to save the animals, also called saving the frames, then you don't have to worry about that time, and it's a faster run. Mm-hmm. So people have saved the frames and saved the animals, and it's this donation incentive battle that goes on throughout the entire thing.
And then people donate, and then whatever. And I think it maxed out at like $150,000 to save, and like $190,000 to kill
the animals. Yeah,
so it's like a big deal.
And so it's really, really cool that they are consistently just going up in the amount of money that they're raising for these good causes. I think AGDQ, they do cancer, don't they?
Yeah, the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Yeah, they do the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and their last event raised $22 million.
Not $22 million, $2.2 million.
$2.2 million. Oh god, yeah, I was like, Jesus, that's a lot. Doesn't seem right. Yeah, $2.2 million.
Okay, I was about to say like that's a significant more than the Summer Games.
Yeah, I know, but $2.2 million was was the previous AGDQ event. And so the next event that's coming up is AGDQ, and if you look up Awesome Games Done Quick or just gamesdonequick.com, I think you can find out when that's happening, and then when it gets closer to the time, they'll have a schedule of what games that are going on, when, and it automatically changes the times to your time zone.
And this show, it was really good. Like,
Yeah, it was
there's
good.
hardly any cringe.
Usually
Because they have a bunch of socially awkward guys and girls in there, and they're not in front. They're not used to being in front of because they have an auditorium, so everybody watches you play, and you have to commentate and
there's
explain.
100,000 people on.
Yeah, there's 150
watching you live.
Yeah, 1,000 people watching you live.
Yeah,
It's like a big pressure thing. So sometimes weird things happen. It's
yeah.
awkward. But this year,
sometimes-
solid. Hardly anything happened.
No, there wasn't anything crazy that happened. Usually there's one event where somebody gets kicked out for doing something weird or but no.
One guy did get kicked out.
Did he get kicked out or
Yeah.
I didn't realize he got kicked out.
Was that the bus guy?
No, that was
AGDQ.
AGDQ.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so usually there's an event like that, but not this time around. It was pretty good. And you can they have the VODs on Twitch that you can watch.
They have them on the YouTube as well.
And they put them up on YouTube based on each game done. So you can go there and just search whatever game that you're interested in, and you can watch them, and it's a lot of fun.
But yeah, I love watching that every year.
Yeah, it's a good event, and it's for a good cause, and it's really entertaining.
Oh, they beat Dark Souls 3 in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
All bosses.
Jesus.
They killed all bosses.
Yeah.
That seems impossible.
Also, another
He didn't die at once.
Ugh,
It was a deathless
It was
run.
a deathless run, which is insane. That's never happened at a GDQ.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
It's pretty good. Another cool thing that they do is they'll do races of games. So they'll for instance, there's always a Mega Man X race or one of the Mega Mans. They'll have 3 people who run the game and see who comes in first, basically. And this last time
cool.
they did a Super Metroid race, and the guy who won it ended up doing the next run where he did a Super Metroid. No, it wasn't Metroid. It was Fusion, and he did a freeze run where he just used that was the main thing, and he got a standing ovation for that run.
That wasn't Fusion.
Oh, was that just Super Metroid then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it was Super Metroid, but yeah, he got a standing ovation for how just amazing of a run it was.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go.
Which-
Way to go, freeze guy. Way to go.
Yeah, I don't remember if it's the freeze guy. It's just one of those. It was really, really good.
Doesn't matter. Good run. All right. So that brings us to the end of the TV show. And when I say TV, I mean internet podcast, because TV's dying.
TV's dead.
Just the times that we live in.
Matt chose this moment to make a statement. So real quick, right now we are simulcasting to the Neanderthal Gaming TV Twitch channel and the new Constant Complete specific
Which is called
channel on Twitch, which is called Comcast. So COM and cast, and that's actually the same name that we have on. If you want to look up the official Twitter account for Constant Complete. So there's some brand, I guess loyalty there.
identifier.
Yeah, sure. But
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it before. It's just I'm trying to save letters because Twitter, you need to save every single. If I could somehow take out all the vowels in it too, though, it would make sense. I would, but
yeah, but it would
we're gonna go full
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy.
Thanks for the members.
it's like for the member berries. Make sure the member berries.
Yeah, but make sure you guys go over there and follow, wherever you're at. If you want to see us live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central for the live taping of this podcast. If you don't have to be here right now, TV show, then you just give us a follow over at the Constant Complete main Twitch, which is again twitch.tv/concomcast. And we're going to be slowly moving to just being exclusively there, but we are still simulcasting with the Neanderthal Gaming TV one because we know that some people watch us here. But
Yes, but stay tuned because next week I will have actually a giveaway set up by then. Didn't have time this week because
stay
I was
tuned to some
camping.
giveaways.
Yeah, no problem, man,
but-
dude. You gotta live that life.
Yeah, fuck the camping life. Outside,
Oh yeah, this weekend he went camping. Yeah.
bugs.
Yeah, I want to live in my mama
sun.
Sita's house.
Casa de la Mama.
I'm so mad about that fucking article.
Yeah. But let's get on to how you can find us specifically. So, Fistcake, where can people find you and your stuff that you do?
You can find me at Fistcake on everything. Twitch.tv/Fistcake, which I will be streaming sometime this week. Probably Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know, but if you subscribe to the channel, I update the schedule every Monday morning, so you guys can see when I'm going to stream starting tomorrow.
That's useful.
I'm also on Twitter at the real Fisk Cake, Fisk something.
Yeah, we need to change our ending splash because we still have you at Super Fisk Cake, which is not.
Yeah,
okay.
We're gonna update. We forgot to do it this week because we're bad.
But
that's fine. It's at the Fisk Cake, not
the Fisk Cake. Yeah.
The
so
Fisk.
On Twitter, you can follow him there. It's good stuff.
And on YouTube, it should be youtube.com/just /Fiskcake, which this weekend I'll probably post a update video as to what's going on.
He has some good stuff coming up.
Yeah, hopefully next week I should have an actual video coming out. So hopefully, knock on wood, fingers crossed, I don't fuck something up or technology fucks me over or whatever.
Well, if you ever need any help, dude, I'm always here for you. I can walk you through some stuff if you need help.
Perfect. But I think everything's going fine for now. I'm just, I don't know. Something always happens for me, but we'll see how that goes. That's it for old me. What are you guys doing this week?
Oh boy! Well, you can catch you said your line. You can catch us on YouTube at youtube.com/ it's actually /user/ Gaming TV. I totally forgot about that, but you can just search Neanderthal Gaming TV and find us there, and that's where we put up all of our live stream stuff as well as our Smash content. And you can catch us on Twitter at NeanderthalGTV. So anytime a video goes live, it'll be tweeted there, as well as anytime where we happen to be involved in some kind of gaming event, we'll be talking about it. Join the conversation. And on, of course, if you're not watching us live, we have our Twitch account, which is twitch.tv/NeanderthalGamingTV.
Where we have a live stream on Sunday at 3 Pacific.
Which is this one right now.
Which is this one. It's a podcast. We talk about shit, and it's a lot of fun. And then on Monday nights at 7 Pacific, we do little Tales of Bazuria. And, that's getting pretty intense, a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then on Tuesdays, we have a joint venture with our good friend Super Fist Cake, which is now just Fist Cake because he's lost his super. And
I have no super.
we'll be playing D4 if that motherfucking game decides to work. And Wednesdays, we do Shadows of Mordor until we finish it, and then we'll move on to probably something else until Shadow of War comes out.
Yeah.
Unless we end it at the same time.
It depends on how long the game ends up taking.
We might put Melee there, we might not. I don't know.
Yeah. Wednesday's kind of like the what else do we want to play block. But something about Into the Veil, which is our Tuesday stream that we again would do with this cake. That is a Content Complete Presents type thing. So we are going to be also simulcasting that probably on the Content Complete the ConConcast in the future. I don't know if we're necessarily going to be doing it this week. We're working out some stuff, but if D4 doesn't work, we might just end up moving on to another game and getting that to work. Because last time we tried to stream D4, it was fucked.
Yeah.
It was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it was a dumpster
nudge,
fire.
nudge.
Did someone say dumpster fire?
I don't know. Somebody did.
Which, by the way, if you subscribe to Neanderthal Gaming TV on Twitch, we do have our emote, which is a dumpster fire.
And go follow Fistcake and
get his numbers up.
His numbers up so he can get affiliate, so we can have like a cool emote battle.
Yeah,
we want to pimp out his emotes.
Yeah,
we want to make his emotes.
Have an emote fight.
We want to support your local business.
Your local fist cake.
Find a fist cake near you.
But yeah, that pretty much does it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out, listening, and watching. Any last words, fist cake?
If you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can rate us and review us on iTunes or on YouTube, and also on the Twitch thing. Also, you can email us questions at contentcompletecast@gmail.com. That's contentcompletecast@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook group and all that fun stuff, but
we also have a Discord too. So if
we do have a Discord, which nobody is on.
If you go into the YouTube video in the description, you can follow the link to the Discord if you want to hang out there.
We don't know how to work it though.
Yeah, so we're there. I put a message in there one day and nobody answered me back.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
We're going to try to be on there more often. We want to try to have more conversation and get people involved. So do that if you want.
All right.
And that's it. That's it for
me.
To
the outro.
Shoot us to the outro, Matt. Okay, Matt.
Way to go, Matt. Bye.